Another day, another pair of in-earbuds. These are the status between pros. Let's talk about them. So I got these on pre-order from Indiegogo. If you don't know what Indiegogo is, it's a crowdfunding page. Indiegogo and Kickstarter are two of the most popular ones out there. I have got a couple of things from there. I'm actually waiting on a couple of things from there, so stay tuned to this channel. But in any case, I got these from Indiegogo for £100, which is about $110 to $20. And basically, if you go onto the website right now, on the Status Between Pro website, you can actually pick these up for £102 pre-order or £120 for full price. So they're not insanely expensive, but they're in the region of fairly pricey, right? In inverted commas, fairly pricey. A lot of them do go for more than this, but it is what it is. But I picked them up for one specific reason. I picked them up because I was really interested in the sound, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But spoilers, I was impressed. Now, when you talk about the specifications of this, we have got Bluetooth 5.2. The codecs that run on this is aptX X. Then you've also got AAC and TWC, that's true wireless connectivity. Okay, so you can basically put one in each ear and you perfectly run fine, because you know how some people only want to use one, put the other one into charge and then grab the other one out. So that's basically how it is. The battery life on these is an impressive 12 hours. That is seriously impressive, and the case holds a further 24 hours, so altogether it should give you 36 hours. Now, the honest truth is, I have not tested if this lasts 12 hours, but I would assume that if you run it at about 50%, which is what they normally test, it would give you about 12 hours. Now, I do know El Jefe did do the test on this, and he said at 75% volume, he did get about 8.5 hours, which for many people is going to be plenty, but I will leave that link in the description below as well, just so you can go and check it out as well. All right, so let's look at another thing. So moving on from that, this has an IPX5 rating. So that basically means it's rain, splash proof, and you can basically get it wet. Don't dunk these or go swimming in them. They will destroy themselves, so please do not do that. But apart from that, you can go with them in the rain. I've been in the rain personally. They work perfectly fine. You can splash them as well, so yeah, that is really good. Now, talking about the build quality, these are built very good but also very bad at the same time. The reason why I said they're not built the best is actually the case. Now, the case isn't the best, and I think that's where they kind of cheaped out when it came to the price. They kind of went with a slightly cheaper case. And one thing that has actually irritated me, I think because of this, is because sometimes I would have been using them, put them in my case and put them to the side, and I'll be on my phone, but I realized that they're actually still connected to my phone. And that's one thing that has really irritated me. Like, it's really irritating, because I can be in one totally different room. I'm trying to listen to a video. I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Then all of a sudden, I just realized that the Bluetooth is still connected. I'm just like, oh, so I literally have to take them out, then literally like shove them straight back in and then put it to the side. Now, that may simply because I have got the biggest ear wings on them, because got pretty big ears. So because of that, I do need like the biggest ear wings in them. But yeah, that may be the reason why, because the magnets are not really catching that well at the terminals at the bottom. So that may be a reason why that's happening. So if you've got slightly smaller ears, that may not happen to you. But just full disclosure, that is a problem that I've had with these. But that's really the only problem I have with them, because when I move on to the next thing, the comfort, these are superb. They are so comfortable. They sit so snug in my, like, these are honestly my favorite fitting earbuds. Like, they're that good. So again, because of my ears, the way my ears are, I kind of do need a bit of a wing in there, because if I just place them in, they don't really work that well. The only ones that have ever really fit in my ear quite so well was the Sennheiser's Momentum ones, the in-ear Momentum's one, and those fit quite well in my ears, and those are the only ones really that fit quite well. But these are amazing, simply amazing. They fit so well in my ears. They're snug, and I mean, sometimes when I am going out for a walk, or maybe I go into a little run or a little trot, they don't really move that much. It's just more of a conscious thing to make sure they're there. But apart from that, they don't move. They're perfectly fine, and they will be in your ears for hours on end. I mean, the longest I've listened to them is about 2 or 3 hours, and yeah, the battery life was perfectly fine, and they fit snug in my ears, and I didn't really get that much ear fatigue. But sometimes I just stick them out, just just to let my ears relax a bit. But they really didn't get that fatigued. So yeah, the comfort is really, really, really good. The build quality, I would give it maybe a 6 out of 10 when it comes to the build to the case. But the earbuds themselves are built really, really well. And when you look at the design of them as well, it's actually quite interesting. They've got more of a stem design like an AirPods, but they've actually been cut off a little bit, which makes it seem a bit interesting, and it's a bit more stealth in your ear. But apart from that, I think they look really nice personally. I would use these over AirPods any days. So that's basically how they've been. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. Now, let's talk about the sound. Now, looking at the sound of these, one word: amazing. Simply amazing. These sound so good. Now, the only thing that I would have liked these to have is a bit more bass, honestly. But apart from that, they sound absolutely amazing. Even when it comes to the bass, I'm very happy with the bass, but personally, I would have just liked a bit more bass in it. But apart from that, these sound amazing. Now, these have 3 drivers in each ear, so that's basically, it's got a hybrid system where each specific like range of music, when it comes to the low ends, has got 1 driver, the mids have got another driver, and then the highs have also got another driver. So technically that should make them sound amazing. But that's not always the case, because just because something has more than 1 driver, that doesn't necessarily mean it will have good sound, because it's all to do with the tuning. Okay, or even the size of the drivers, because if you've got a bigger size of the driver, technically that should mean you've got a better sound. But again, that's not all the time, because some of the best headphones out there have a tiny driver. So it's all to do with the tuning. Now, the tuning of these, simply astounding, simply amazing. Honestly, the highs are so nice, crisp, clear. When it comes to the mids, the vocal performance is so nice, and I mean, it's amazing how wonderful these sound. And when it comes even to the bass, there's enough of a rumble down there, and it's nice, tight, and powerful. Like it doesn't go out there, but it's just nice, and there, it's just there in the background, and it makes you know that the bass is there. Now, when you're listening to a song, you actually kind of seem like you're in a mini concert. That's the best way I can put it, because these don't really have that much of a closed or inner sound. They're a bit more open and wide, and give you much more of a sound stage, where sometimes I'll literally be listening to these, and sometimes when you're listening to a song and it's in stereo, sometimes only one side comes out of it. And literally, I was listening to this song, and then someone actually had an overlay of it, and it came on the right hand side, and I actually had to like pause and look to my right. I was just like, yo, that was actually really impressive. So the sound of these is absolutely astounding, and I am absolutely in love with them, and they're generally my favorite pair of in-ear earbuds. I literally take these every day now, and this is what I listen to. I do listen to my headphones from time to time, but earbuds are just more convenient for me, and I just prefer to listen to these, and I'm genuinely in love with these. I absolutely love them, and they're my favorite. These have beat a lot of good pairs of earbuds in my life. They've beaten the Sennheiser Momentum 1s, they've beaten the Sony XM4s, XM3, sorry, the WA XM3s, and by the way, I really did not like those. Like, don't get me wrong, they sounded good, but the comfort was just really bad. Ugh. So yeah, apart from them being good, the comfort for me was just really bad. They just didn't sit in my ear in any way, shape, or form. But overall, these are just, honestly, they're amazing, guys. They're simply amazing. All right, guys, quick mic test here. So I'm currently using the mic here on the earbuds, as you can see. So there are 4 microphones that these has, and the promise is to have crystal clear audio quality. Now, I have been using these again for the past 2 weeks, and I remember I have spoken to a couple of people, and they've said the call quality is really good, and even in a windy condition. So that's kudos to them. But then just wanted to make sure you actually get an audio sample of basically how they sound. Now, as usual, I'm just going to do a quick crown sample test here just so you can tell. So this is at 50% volume. All right. So this is me just talking normally, like anything, and this is basically how it would be at 50%. So you guys tell me what you think in the comments below. But I'm just going to take it up to 80%. Right, so that's 80% core volume right now. Now, again, these don't have active noise cancellation, so I can kind of hear it in the background, like the what's going on around me, but it's not that loud or not too distracting. All right. So again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Now, this is at 100%, so it's going to be fairly loud. Okay, so this is basically how it is at 100%. Now I can very much hear what's going on around me. Now again, since it doesn't have active noise cancellation like the other ones, I can tell that more is coming inside, so I can really hear what's going on around me. But what do you guys think when it comes to the actual my voice? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's not good? Let me know what you think in the description below. All right, let's move on. In conclusion, these are really, really good. Quick advantages and disadvantages. Advantage, they sound absolutely amazing. The touch controls as well actually are really, really good. So the button's actually on the top, and then you can actually hold the bottom and actually click it on the top, and you can do everything. You can play, pause, forward tracks, rewind tracks, call your Google Assistant, volume up and down. So it's really, really good in that. And I really like that for the build quality. So the sound is amazing. The build quality is good. It's just a very solid, good pair of earbuds. Now, when you look at the disadvantages, the build case, I don't like the case because of that issue that I always have when it keeps on connecting to my phone. But apart from that, that's a side note. The sound is amazing, but I'd have liked a bit more bass, but that can really be changed by this next point that I'm about to say, which is it doesn't have an app. So you can't actually go in and change the sound. So you don't have an equalizer where you can actually go and play about with it. So what you get is what you get. You can change it. But I would still highly recommend these to simply anyone because they are astounding, right? They don't have ANC as well. They don't have active noise cancellation. That is a disadvantage. But when you have a good fit in there, it does block out quite a bit of the noise out there, and I've never really had a problem. So yeah, these are really, really good. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. We are almost at 100 subscribers, guys. Literally 2 away. So if you like this, please like, share, and subscribe to the video. It has been my pleasure as always. My name is Caleb. This is KanthrHD, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.